What's up, Quarter Pounders? Welcome back to my channel. My name's Wave Powder, and man, oh boy, has it been a while since I've recorded a video or posted a video. Well, relatively speaking, compared to how much I was posting for a while. But Rosie and I were on a road trip, and then we were under the weather for a while. So I'm finally back in the office, and I finally watched the BAND-MAID online acoustic concert, Okyuji, and wow. This video is going to just be my initial reaction, initial thoughts after watching it, and later I'm going to put out a more in-depth review with snippets of my actual reaction, which I'll be posting on my Patreon. First of all, a huge shout out to Ryan Mir. Gotta love this shirt. It's advice that I need to take more often. I caught myself several times during the acoustic show. Even though Konami wasn't doing as many guitar solos as usual, I was still kicking myself for talking over her solos and her lead parts and stuff, and I did rewind to let her play it out without interruption. But it's so hard to not interrupt a BAND-MAID performance because there's so much going on, there's so much I want to talk about, but there's also no good time to say it over the music for the same exact reason. There's always something interesting going on. Oh, also, P&D, thank you for the hat. Gotta shout you out. This was my little BAND-MAID fanboy outfit when I watched the acoustic concert, because I just ordered my merch from BAND-MAID, which I'm super excited about, but I don't have any official merch yet because they just had that recent merch drop. So I'm finally getting BAND-MAID shirt and some other stuff. Really excited for that to come in. But the concert, oh my goodness. First of all, the way they opened with Smile, it was such a great way to just jump into this whole thing, especially with the times we've been going through these past couple of years, them not being able to have real in-person concerts. This song just hits so hard because she talks about, it's like a love letter to the fans. Psyche talks about how much she loves seeing the faces of the fans in the audience and their smiles. And what's that line? I can't remember the line right now, but it's just such a perfect, both songs, the beginning and the end, the page at the end, they were perfect bookends for the entire performance. But okay, what really stood out to me about this is how well they crafted acoustic arrangements and versions of these songs. When No God started, I was just like, jaw on the floor. I would have never expected them to play that song at an acoustic performance like that. I would have had no idea where they even would begin to make an acoustic arrangement of that, because it's such like a headbanging metal, and they turned it into like a finger snapping, bouncy, I don't even know how to describe it. It was such a different feel than the original song, but it really served to show how much effort they put into making and crafting acoustic arrangements for this particular performance. Like, they didn't just go in and strum chords, a typical acoustic arrangement where you're just strumming the basic chords and singing along with it. They really put in the effort to make a cool acoustic arrangement. Misa was able to play most of the same stuff she plays live, because in the acoustic arrangement, you have, the acoustic guitars, you can't really swap them out with electric guitars, because that acoustic guitar sound is what really makes the sound what it is. But with a bass, where most of the higher frequencies and the transients aren't as present in the mix, you can get away with using an electric bass. So Misa was playing in the same instrument she's used to playing anytime they perform. So, she was able to do all of her fancy stuff, which was really cool to be able to hear that more in the forefront, because a lot of the stuff she does gets drowned out sometimes by everything else in the mix that's more present. So that was really cool. But I don't want to talk too much about this because I'm going to do a more in-depth review, and I'm also going to have a chat with some other fellow YouTubers, Ryan Mir, Orange, and I think some more people, and we're going to live stream it on this channel, so I'll announce that as soon as possible, and I'll put a link to that in the pinned comment to this video. But I gotta take a second to breathe. I'm so excited to talk about this because it was such a great experience. Thank you to all of my patrons and just friends that I've met through the channel that have been getting me stoked for this. Matt, it was just such a great experience. There were, I think, 5 songs that I had never heard before, so it was cool to experience new songs in this acoustic format. I think one of the songs, because I looked up the set list afterwards, one of the songs someone has a request in for right now for me to watch the original version, so I'm excited to check that out. But another thing, not just Miku's set, but the way they put different groups, like first it was Konami and Psyche, then Misa joined them, and then Misa stayed, and Miku and Akane came in. But the way they were able to swap out members of the band and still sound like BAND-MAID, I mean, no matter what arrangement it was, there was a song where it was just Psyche, Miku, and Akane. I mean, cutting out those two pillars, Konami and Misa, and still being able to sound like BAND-MAID and create such a great sound. Every single performance was beautiful. Such a great BAND-MAID experience. And I'm not saying that every member of the band isn't important to their sound, but I'm saying that every member of the band, makes the sound. So any group of members of the band, any 2 or 3 people put together, is still BAND-MAID. Still gets that BAND-MAID feel across. At the beginning of the set, I think Miku and Psyche were talking about how they were nervous for this arrangement with just them and Akane, because it was their first time doing just those 3. But that leads me to my next thing, where it seemed like they really wanted to give us a different experience compared to anything they've ever given us before. Like, they didn't wear their maid outfits. They intentionally chose outfits that were different than what they usually wear, which was really cool, really thoughtful. And all these arrangements were so much different than the original arrangements. I mean, hearing Manners acoustically with no Miku, just so stripped down, that was a strange experience, but I really enjoyed it. And I would guess Miku had, some influence, some say in making that arrangement happen, because it seemed like she really wanted to make this a different experience than what Masters and Princesses are used to getting regularly. So just the amount of thought and effort to make this a new, refreshing experience for people is really respectable. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. The set was really cool. The studio they were in, it had that organic feel with the palms in the back and the windows. As the day went on, it got darker outside, so you could kind of see their surroundings. They were by some water. It was really cool. But yeah, I think that's it for my instant take. But I will definitely be, in the next week or so, posting a more in-depth review with snippets of my first-time reaction. I hope you all got to see it. I hope you all enjoyed it. I know I did. Again, thank you, Ryan Muir, for the shirt. If you want one of these for yourself, go check out Ryan Muir's channel. He'll link to a shop. And if you haven't gotten your BAND-MAID merch yet, go get that, because they dropped official merch this week. And keep an eye out. I just can't hold on to this pen. Keep an eye out for the tour dates announcement for the US tour. Sorry, I'm also a lot more nervous than usual because it's been about 2 weeks since I've recorded a video, and I'm rusty. I'm a little nervous to post a new video that is like coming back after 10 days of not posting anything. So anyway, I hope you're all doing well. I want to say thank you so much to all my patrons for helping me to keep making these videos and to keep experiencing these great... There's one more thing I will say, is that this online acoustic concert made me appreciate BAND-MAID and their talent and their their personalities too, where they showed them interacting just as people between the songs, having conversations. You could see, Konami's humility. She's kind of shy on camera, not so sure of herself, but then when they start playing, she's just a complete musical genius. And it was so cool to see her personality behind that musical genius, where she is so unsure of herself. At least that's the way it comes across. So, and the whole band, like Misa and Akane too, were kind of nervous about singing for the first time, which I don't think I mentioned that either. But they were practicing with Psyche, and they did the backing vocals for Miku's songs, which was really cool to see. When I was first watching it, I was like, have they sang backup before and I just missed it? But when they were talking, that was the cool part about seeing them just have a conversation between the band, is they said that this was a first time thing for them. So again, contributing to the different experience that they created with this particular performance. But really, really cool. Alright, that's where I'm going to wrap it up. If you enjoyed this, please pound that like button and subscribe and ring that buddy bell if you haven't yet. But that's all I got. So I'll talk to you next time.
Just a little more. Just a little more. I don't know if
can take this place.